Hello again, and welcome to the latest bulletin from Haverhill UK News, brought to you by Haverhill TV. In the news for today, Friday, June the 14th, railway campaigners have moved the debate about Haverhill's transport links forward by bringing together a wide range of agencies for further discussions. A group of youngsters burgled a house in Haverhill and made off with an air rifle, and how Castle Manor students gained third place in a Cambridge business talent competition. Railway campaigners may not have got much immediate encouragement from this week's consultation meeting, but they have moved the debate about Haverhill's transport links forward. The Cambridge to Colchester Rail project had joined forces with Haverhill Town Council to hold a meeting on Tuesday, bringing together the main players locally in the rail debate, businesses and local authorities. But the rail campaign got less support from business representatives than they had hoped. Although all were keen for a railway in an ideal world, they preferred to concentrate on more immediate improvements to the A1307 and to public transport for Haverhill. Rail campaigners made it clear they wanted the debate to cover these areas as well, but by the end of the meeting it was agreed that the representatives of the six main players at the meeting, Haverhill Town Council, the Rail Renewal Project, Town Businesses, St Edmundsbury Borough Council, Suffolk County Council and Cambridgeshire County Council, would meet again to take the ideas which came up forward. It was also agreed to hold a public meeting in the near future to gauge the view of residents. The business community felt it was important to know if there was a business case for a railway. And Robert Maidment from Haverhill Chamber of Commerce and chair of the Suffolk Development Agency Transport Group said the railway would only be a social benefit. For an economic benefit to Haverhill, it was necessary to get the A1307 dualled to 4 Wentways, he said. Councillor Graham Newman, Suffolk County Council's new portfolio holder for transport, supported a long-term vision for rail reinstatement, but thought improving other links was more realistic. And he said 1 kilometre of railway recently created near Ipswich had cost £49 million. Ian Gallin, Chief Executive of St Edmundsbury, said they were supportive of Haverhill's future and were in talks with Cambridgeshire about highway improvements. The Cambridgeshire County Council were not represented but sent a letter saying they would be very interested to hear the results of the meeting. Currently, they were preparing a transport strategy that involved looking at high-quality passenger transport along the A1307 corridor, including reinstating the railway, and public consultation on this will run from July to September. A transport expert who has worked with Suffolk County Council told the meeting he had liaised with Stansted Airport, who had agreed to put up £400,000 towards starting an hourly express bus service from Bury St Edmunds to Stansted via Haverhill. Greater Anglia had accepted it as a bus rail route and would denominate Haverhill as a station, with tickets bought online as rail tickets. The route would run 23 hours a day and was deliverable in 8 weeks, although it might need some support funding. And Nick Rumsey of Carisbrooke, developers of the Haverhill Business Park and Haverhill Research Park, said this could be used as a model, and if it was successful, a similar scheme could be set up to Cambridge along the A1307. Police are appealing for witnesses after a burglary at 1:15 p.m. on Monday at an address in Sturmer Road in which an air rifle was stolen. The resident of the property returned home and on trying to open the front door found that the security chain was across on the inside. He then went round to the back of the house and as he approached it saw a teenage boy running away towards the bottom of the garden. 2 more boys were then seen running in the opposite direction towards the industrial estate. It appears the burglars had entered the house via an insecure back door, and a Weihrauch HW77.2 air rifle with telescopic sights and valued at £300 was stolen. The first boy is described as white, around 16 years old and wearing a dark hooded top. The other 2 suspects are described as both being white and in their mid to late teens. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact DC Mark Robinson at Bury St Edmunds CID on 101 or Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111. And finally, students from Castle Manor Academy attended the gala final of the Talent Business competition on Monday and came away with third place. 4 students from the Academy attended the event at the Lord Ashcroft International Business School at Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridge. The team consisted of Tom Drayson, Seb Hammond, David Kierkowski and Grace Lawrence, who battled it out in the grand final. The finalists were chosen from 420 teams that entered based on their written submission on a case study. And Castle Manor Academy came 3rd overall, with the West Herts College team from Watford taking the top award. That's all for today, but join us again on Tuesday and keep in touch by going to www.haverhill-uk.co.uk or following us on Twitter. And don't forget my weekly Heart of the Matter video blog tomorrow. Meanwhile, here's the weekend weather.